Welcome to the Diary of an Abused Father. In today's journal entry, I'm going to be following the final installment of the day I got married. Now, today I want to talk about the importance of coming from a functional family. When I was growing up, the elders used to always tell us that it was wrong to have children outside of wedlock, and that it was right, or the right thing to do, was to get married and have children in wedlock. So those were the two areas that I went back and forth on. Whereas, okay, if I don't get married and have children, that's bad. And I had a child outside of wedlock. That's my first child, my daughter Jaden, and I felt like I suffered consequences because that was not the right thing to do from what I was taught. And I tried to correct that by marrying my wife, former wife, and having children with her in wedlock. And so I thought that I was doing the right thing. And unfortunately, that turned out to be a mistake too, just because both of them came from dysfunctional families, and there was no strong root between either one of their parents. My daughter's mom, her mother defected on her father, went into the LGBTQ community, and totally alienated her from her father. I don't know the full story, but there was no strong unit there as parents, mother and father. My ex-wife, her parents divorced, and all she remembered was her parents fighting, never getting along, no kind of conflict resolution. And I remember when we first met, I used to think it was cute when she would be like, we're fighting. But she always was stressing how, we were always fighting. And she kind of got off on kind of fighting all the time. She kind of sees that as like a normal part of a family unit, when that's not normal at all. That's what dysfunctional families do. So in my learning lesson from the whole experience, between right and wrong, I've learned that there's always a third option, and that's what's best. And what's best is always a combination between right and wrong. So if it was right to have children in wedlock and get married, and it was wrong to have children out of wedlock and not be married, then what I've learned is what's best is I should have gotten married and had children with women that came from strong, functional families with a father and a mother working together to do their best that they can by their family, set an example, and having strong family values. So that's the advice to my children, all three of them moving forward. If you're going to be in a relationship, make sure it's a healthy relationship with the person that comes from a healthy background, meaning like their parents were married, functional, even if they weren't married or there was a divorce, which isn't a good thing. But even if there is, if they were still able to work through differences and still get along and have a healthy relationship, even not being romantically involved. That's what my parents did. My parents were dysfunctional as well, but they did have a strong relationship even outside of them not being together romantically. My father was never just dismissed. He never was made false accusations. Were there things said about him that made me look at him in a negative light? Yes, there were, but it wasn't to the degree of what I'm going through today with just false allegations of domestic violence. Now I have some troll on these videos leaving comments talking about I was a physical abuser and just a bunch of lies. And it's just really sad that we live in a society right now that is so degenerate that the truth is not valued. Like, people would rather lie and make things up just to keep a narrative of a man is bad and women are good, and it's just really sad. But that's all I have to share today. This is the final installment of the day I got married. So like, comment, subscribe. If you feel anything that I've said here, please leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for listening. These are my life events from the age 33 to 36. Let's go ahead and move forward, and let's get into the video from 2008, November 2008, the day I got married. Let's get into part 3.
All right. So my wife, she's always running from the camera. Always, man. You would swear she's...
Now, you see how this woman literally tried to physically assault me with me holding my daughter and having the camera? That's essentially what happened on the last day of our marriage in Linwood. She physically attacked me. I left the house and the police came looking for me like an hour later. I'll tell the full story in another video, but that's essentially how she treated me on the day that she accused me of beating her up and had me go to jail for nothing. That's why I go no contact. I'm still traumatized by that day. And it happened on 9/11, ironically, in 2015, on September 11th. Never forget that day.
You swear she's in Hollywood, the paparazzi's chasing her all her life or something. It's not his daddy's. No.
Even Cynthia was there. Cynthia was Brienne's good friend that when I first met her back in 2004, Cynthia was her black friend she used to always hang out with. I always loved Cynthia. She was always a sweetheart.
Oh, you're tired. Okay. Congratulations.
Brienne's parents. This is only my second time meeting them ever. Since she lived in Canada, I didn't know her parents. I didn't really know much about her family. She told me that her parents divorced and that, it was just a tumultuous time after her parents' divorce. They never got along. She remembers a lot of, arguing and name calling and just a lot of verbal abuse, what they would call domestic violence, basically today. And that's pretty much all I have ever known about her parents. This was the one time that I've even seen them together, semi having a good time, but nothing's talked about as far as their divorce. No counseling, nothing. Just been years of just unresolved issues, and those unresolved issues have unfortunately carried over into the marriage that I had with Brienne. So I give advice today to people that you have to have one functional unit. So if the parents aren't together, then that's not someone that you really want to get into a relationship with. If there's divorce or, this whole single mom and all that. For me personally, my parents were never married, but the first 5 years of my life, my parents were together, lived together. They used to go to dinner together. I remember a lot of great memories of my mom and dad growing up. It wasn't until I was 5 and went to school that my mom, decided to leave my dad, and we moved in with my grandma, and it was just an in and out kind of back and forth situation from there, not in family court or parenting plan or anything like that. My dad, he was allowed to come around when my mom allowed him to come around. When he wasn't allowed, then that's where I experienced parental alienation. But these two never congratulated us, and the only time I seen them work together on anything was to help Brienne get away from me. So sad. But advice to my children: if you get married, make sure that whoever you marry, if you get married, and I mean a heterosexual marriage, please evaluate the family situation. If it's from a dysfunctional family, more than likely it's going to be a generational curse that repeats itself, unfortunately. But I'm here to break ours.
Watch out. Oh no! I'm gonna drop you, little girl. I'm here to drop you. All right, Stacy the mayor.
Brienne's friend Stacy. I think Stacy was with Brienne the night that I met them in Canada, or where I kind of re-met Brienne. I met Brienne through my friend D Law. I'll get into that into another video as well. But I haven't seen Stacy in a long time. And Nevaeh was a very cute little kid. She just unfortunately alienated from her father, received no discipline in life, and unfortunately that's probably how narcissistic behavior begins.
We gotta get the fly girls on camera here. We still got some single ladies in the house over here. Now I know how I used to look coming through the family functions. Now I know why everybody used to be like, where's my nigga? Hey, this used to be my pit stop before the night too. I know how it is. You guys had to get ready for the whole night, but at least you came out. At least you came out and we got still on camera. But that's real. I know. That's why I don't have no problem saying I do today. That's why
Brianne's sister Janine, again, same situation as Brianne. Just sad how they're just so disrespectful. But if you grow up in a disrespectful household, then you come out disrespectful. And I hope my children, I will never accept disrespect from my children. So I hope a lot of these videos really help us heal so we can reconcile, because I will not be disrespected by anyone. I won't have a relationship with anyone that has no respect for me as a man and a human being. I just won't. I deserve at least respect. But I'll move on. That's Shannon back there. I remember when her and her husband, I don't know if they're still married, but that's who Derek Law was with, and he allegedly has children with, who introduced me to Brianne. He used to hang out with these two all the time. But I remember when they got married in 2012 and we went to their wedding in Las Vegas, I gave her and her husband like $500 because Brianne wanted me to, because, they were kind of struggling, just getting started. But so sad, but everyone will just sit up and just treat me like I don't exist, like I've never done anything. I opened up my home to these people, and now Brianne has a life here in the United States, and this was the beginning of it. Sad.
I have no problem saying I do. Yeah, you stop it. You stop. Beginning, like, congratulations.
What's her name?
Jaden.
Hi. Come here.
He's just been a little snooze.
And my little daughter didn't like nobody but her daddy.
Janine.
Get it. Huh? Get it. There's your hat over there. You say hi? Where's the
Videotape.
I decorated that whole house. Everything you see in that house, I decorated. I remember that picture right there. I decorated this whole house.
This is video. I see you. I see you. I see you.
No, really, I don't like it.
Did you see her give me the middle finger? Straight disrespectful. And this was on the day that we got married. Just sad. Now, I gave her a pass because she was pregnant and, having some challenges and whatnot. But this still was supposed to be a joyous day. And she still treats and acts like this today. Not to other people, but this is how she treats and treats me and acts towards me. The funny thing is that she never treated me like this before this. Like, it wasn't until she sealed the deal with me marrying her, then all of a sudden she turned disrespectful and, I'm just a totally different person. And now today, I'm no longer in her life, and I'm a deadbeat, and I was abusive. It's ridiculous. My friend Ron since 5th grade. Ron and I known each other since 5th grade. Ron's parents divorced before I met him. My issue with Ron is he just always has so much anger and animosity towards his father, and I never really understood why. I never seen his father do anything to anyone. Like, I've never seen my father do anything to anyone either. No one's seen me actually do anything to anyone, but yet I'm some terrible person. But what have you actually seen me do? And that was his wife at the time, Tish. They were married, and Tisha's parents, I think, were divorced as well. I believe they're both divorced now today, but you know, we don't talk like we used to. But back in these days, my house was the place to be.
And you sound like that on every video I got of you.
You do it all the time and you know it. So I don't know why you can. I space codes.
You got smoothies.
You know.
You want a tissue for her nose or something? Yeah. Can I get a little tissue, a little wipe or something? What's up? Did you give me my congratulations?
My niece Tyresa, and she learned to disrespect me from her mom. It's really sad. I've done nothing but give her my best. When she was in high school, I remember I DJ'd her house party when she graduated. I still have like her graduation photos. She had a child with her. I think her first children's father, Anthony. I haven't seen Anthony since she put him on child support, and I never seen the man again. Again, there's that parental alienation. It carries over through generations, and it's really sad. It's really sad. It's really sad.
Did you congratulate me? Yeah, you got that. You got.
At least she did give me a congratulations on this day.
Little Junior on the way. Oh, she's 1 point. She is crying about everything. Okay.
I still love my niece, but I still need an apology, and please don't disrespect me in real life. Thank you.
Okay. Guess I put it to the little picture here. Had a drink. Gotta get the drink.
Now, that was my favorite picture from 2006. I went to Canada. Matter of fact, I think this was 2007. This was right when Natasha had moved out of this house. My daughter's mom and I lived in this same house for first 2 months of my daughter's life before she threw a fit about wanting to take my daughter to the bar with her or something. And I'm like, why can't you just leave her home here with me? And she went on a big tirade and threw a fit, and I gave her my daughter because she's having a emotional breakdown, and I spent the next year and a half in family court after that. That's pretty much the summary of the story. And during that time, I went to go see my then ex-girlfriend in Canada because we had reunited. And we went out and had a good time that night. And I was really grateful for her being there for me at the time to, you know, comfort me in all my distress. And then unfortunately today, what does she do? The exact same thing. Sad. But I'm going to go ahead and close this video out here with that.
Yeah, that's back when the nigga was a young stallion.
And that's the end. All right. I hope that my children learn something here, and I hope this also helps heal this dysfunction. Okay, I'll close out there.